my kids both have iPads that they use on a pretty regular basis, and they use that for a lot of their assignments to create reports and projects, to look up things, to do research, and to also watch video lessons. One of the best things that they use is something called Apple Pages, and they use this on a regular basis to write their essays, their research papers. Also, if they have any special projects, like for instance, creating a brochure for a place that they've learned about, or a fictional setting in one of their stories that they've read, creating a comic strip. They have templates in Apple Pages for those different things. And so they'll go in there and just select a template for that project and put in the components that they want for their own, to make it their own specific brochure or newspaper or comic strip. They can also create schedules in Pages. My daughter takes all of her different assignments and she creates a schedule at the beginning of the week. And there's a template in Pages for that as well. So when they have completed a document, right from within that doc, they will share that with me to collaborate on. And then I have the ability to edit the document. And so I'll tap on edit and then tap on something called Smart Annotation, which allows me to use my Apple Pencil to make notes on right on their essay or their paper, whatever document that they've sent to me. And so I can write directly on it and make notes like, like add a paragraph here, or capitalize this letter, or insert a comma here. So I can give them constructive feedback on what they've written. And the documents update completely on their own. They are saved every few seconds, just like Google Docs. And then sometimes I'll send a text to them that says, essay checked and graded, or I just usually tell them that I have checked an assignment and that it's ready for them to look at. And then they'll go in and look at the feedback that I've given and the notes that I've made and make any corrections, and they have the ability to erase the notes afterwards, after they've made those corrections. Another resource that we use a lot is Goodnotes. And this is an app that lets my kids take notes. It also translates or converts their handwriting into text. It also allows them to keep all of their assignments in one place. So they have their assignments kept in personalized folders, and it just cuts down on a lot of paper. So we don't have a ton of paper laying around. They don't have to keep notebooks full of notes. Everything is digitalized, which is great. And something else that Goodnotes allows them to do is to collaborate with me, just like they would collaborate on those documents in Apple Pages. They can collaborate instantly with real-time sharing. So we can work together on those different assignments. What's great is that it also syncs across different devices. Now, my 8th grader has a lot of these activity sheets that she uses for language arts and science. And our curriculum provides all of the lesson plans for the entire year. So I have a big binder full of 36 weeks of activity sheets. And so what she does at the beginning of each week is take a photo of each one of those sheets, front and back, and she will upload those directly into Goodnotes. She'll label them something like Week 7 Language Arts, and then she will text that to me. And so I'll have her Goodnotes as well. I'll be able to see what she's working on, and she just fills out those activity sheets directly in Goodnotes. Likewise, my 11th grader will take photos of his student guide for the week, and that includes his assignments for that week, a schedule, all of the instructions for each assignment, and it also includes all of the questions for the books that he's reading, and so that's for all the subjects that he has. So he will upload those to Goodnotes, and just like my daughter, work directly in Goodnotes, and he will create a different note page for so that he can answer the questions that go along with the reading. And he can type those directly into Goodnotes. He doesn't have to write his answers with the Apple Pencil. There is an option for the keyboard, and so both of my kids do have keyboards that they are using with their iPads. My son will also write his lab reports in Goodnotes. Our curriculum provides a template for lab reports, and so he'll take photos of those as well. And he does not have to fill out a different one every week. We don't have to copy those or anything like that on our copier, so that he has additional reports. He just has that one lab report that's always uploaded or loaded into Goodnotes, and when he has a science experiment, he just fills that out directly in the app. So some of the really neat tools in Goodnotes is the pen. They can change the color and the thickness of the pen. They also have the eraser tool. They are able to highlight text if they want to. This comes in handy when they are looking at the assignments for the week on the schedule. On the schedule page, they highlight each assignment for that day. And also they have the shapes tool, which allows them to make circles and squares and even check marks. They can write those, and then Goodnotes will actually take the shape that they've written and make it perfect. They'll end up having a perfect circle or a perfect check mark, which is important for one of my kids who's kind of a perfectionist. It also features a lasso, and so we can tap on the lasso and put it around text and then move the text where we want it to be. So we can line it up, better. If we feel like it's not lining up the right way, we can just move it around the page. We can add things and then move the text up or move it down. So that's really helpful. And they can also add pictures and text boxes to the notes within Goodnotes. When I'm ready to check their answers, and so I'll check the answers to their questions, I'll make notes on what they've written. Sometimes I'll write prompts like to give a more complete answer. Sometimes I'll comment that they wrote something really well. Also, I'll share a tidbit of information once in a while that I think is important or helpful for them to learn, so that they can understand a certain topic better. And they will check the app later whenever they have time, and they will see what corrections need to be made, check the notes that I've written, and then they can erase those notes. Now, when we're going over a particular assignment together, what's great about Goodnotes is that I can see exactly what they're writing when they're writing it, because of that instant collaboration with real-time sharing. So we don't have to pass anything back and forth. I don't have to look over their shoulder as they're writing something and making those corrections. And I don't have to give a lengthy explanation about something. I can just write what I want them to correct, and just give them some feedback in real time. So I'm not constantly, explaining things. And that is really great for one of my kids because they are a visual learner rather than an auditory learner. Another tech resource that we use in our homeschool, again on the iPad, is something called Keynote. And that allows my kids to create presentations and make speeches. They can create slides within Keynote, and for each slide they can provide bulleted points that they want to make. They can add pictures, charts, or graphs. They also have the ability to have notes underneath each slide, just like they would have note cards to use during a presentation. And these are only visible to them. Their audience can't see them. So they can glance down every once in a while and look at those notes while they're giving the speech or a presentation. And it just kind of integrates really well with the whole presentation that they're doing. Something else that they use their iPads for are video lessons. We used to watch the math DVDs with all of the lessons on the TV in our schoolroom, but recently we have switched to having our kids watch the video lessons online. So they'll just log in at the beginning of the new lesson to the website, and they'll watch the lesson that they need to, and it's just ready for them to go. It moves on to each different lesson as they complete them with the Math UC program. So they will just put their earbuds in or AirPods and watch the video lesson. And they're not distracting each other, because when we used to have them watch the videos on the TV, everybody could hear them. So it was distracting for the other kid who was working on a different assignment. And they also watch YouTube videos once in a while on their iPads. They have to ask me first, of course, if they can watch a particular YouTube video, but we have found that YouTube is a great resource of educational information and knowledge. They can watch videos about pretty much anything on any topic, any subject that goes along with and enhances their learning of a particular subject. So these are the ways that we incorporate technology into our homeschool that streamlines our day. It just helps our days flow so much better. It reduces the amount of paper that we have and the amount of just things that I need to store away because I only have so much cabinet space. So these resources have really helped in our homeschool. So let me know in the comments down below if you have found any particular technology resources that have helped you in your homeschool. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, you are not just a mom.